Hello? There we go. We fixed it. All right. We have sound. Success. We did it. Wrong logos. Dude, just get with the program, Banana. This is how we roll here, okay? You know, you guys are the ones running the stream, not me, all right? I don't know why you guys expect anything differently from me. This is, I don't even know. Let's see. So, MY. And TFS 81 logo is too big. There. I fixed it for you, Banana. Are you happy? Gah! My morning. You guys are just here yelling at me, and it makes me so... I'm just kidding. I don't even know. I'm just a rolling screw-up. What would DCS World Events and SATAL be without Moltar totally screwing everything up every morning? It wouldn't be... SATAL is what it wouldn't be. But anyway, today, TFS 81 taking on MY Squadron. 4v4 matchup. 18s, 16s, more 18s and more 16s, and 2 Tomcats. What's going to happen? I don't know. But let's check out the Thrustmaster Supercut done by Alpha Whiskey to get us going. Okay. You know what else I forgot to do? Name my screens! What is wrong with me? Gah! Just one walking screw-up after another. I can't get anything right. How do I even work during the day? Like, how does my body even function? What is my brain doing? Brain. Golly. Sometimes, well, I tell my wife this all the time, that if I didn't have her, I'd be dead, right? It'd be over. I wouldn't work. I'd be dead, lying in a gutter somewhere. Just wouldn't work. I don't know. And she looks at me like, that's not possible. Babe, it's totally possible, because it's true. Totally true. Totally true. All right, I think we got it. Right, left, center. No, we don't. Yeah, we do. Center. Yes! We got it! Got it good! Anyway, today, TFS 81 taking on my squadron. Let's talk about who's flying. In the upper camera 3, we've got Rook, Sky, Banana, and Seagull taking off for TFS 81. And then for MY Squadron, we have Wazer, Plural Boink, Moody Rider, and Grand Viz is who is representing them. So how do we think today's matchup is going to go? I have no idea. And somebody is telling me that it needs a little explanation. Explanation for what? You got it right. You can also press Control, pause, short explanation. What? Alpha, what do you need? You're talking to me in Discord, and I don't know what you need. I have no idea. Anyway, these guys are departing. Let's take a look at the TAC view. Bam. Bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. And it did not start because you are special TAC view. TAC view. Start! Real-time telemetry, local, connect. It connected, but it doesn't see anybody. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes it really makes me wonder. So we're just going to play it this way. And we are at 1707. 1710. There we go. 18. So we'll just count it in. We'll hit play, and we can go from there. Boom. Boom, boom, shaboom. So this is playing. You guys now have TAC view, and we are off and rolling. These guys are departing. Bam. And we are going. So today we were gonna do first-person cameras, but I couldn't get it to work. So, and by not getting to work, I got it to work, but so many people are talking to me about stuff. Anyway, I was gonna do first-person cameras today, but it didn't work. So I don't know. Well, I keep saying it didn't work. It worked, but we can't get the timestamp to show up. Like, I can't get the status bar at the bottom to show up, so they don't. Like, I can't tell what fast forward level I'm at, what timestamp I'm at, so I can't sync it with the overall cameras. I wish we could. Well, supposedly, Alpha Whiskey has supposedly gotten it to work. You should go to your DSES, head to gameplay, enable cockpit status bar, open mission editor, do the changes, and also enable cockpit status bar from there, and it will work. Okay, so supposedly I can get this to work in round 2. And actually, I'm going to bring Loblo in. So let's do Discord. So we're going to bring Loblo in, and we'll get this going. Let me see if my camera works. Bleep, bleep, bleep. My camera. No, worky. Why are you not working? What? Where did my Camlink camera go? They disappeared! Well, they probably didn't disappear. It just decided it didn't want to work. So anyway, I'm going to call Loblo. We're going to get him in, and then we will come back here with this ingress here. So be right back. All right, don't worry about a camera. Can you... Mine's not working. That work? Okay, so that works. Can you hear me, Loblo? Say something now.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
One,
All right,
two,
we're
three.
good. We're good.
All right.
And I'm going to need to give you the TAC view. These guys are just ingressing, so you haven't missed anything.
Online debriefing.
No, that hasn't been... Well, we can try it. Hold on, I've got like 5 zillion windows open. I got to find the right one that I need. This one?
Alrighty.
Real-time telemetry for me, for whatever reason, isn't working. I'm gonna try and get it. Well, I guess we can just do an online debriefing. Mine's already running.
Yeah.
So, host. All right, I'm hosting an online debriefing, so you should be able to join. But chat, what do you think? How do you think today's matchup's going to go?
Okay, I'm in.
I think these guys are pretty evenly matched. Low Blow's here to drive the tac view, so I don't have to drive it. So we're just going to have to see. We've got multiple 16s. Multiple 16s coming from the TFS 81 side, and then we've got a 16 and 18 and two 14s for. Well, maybe I've got this wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. So we've got a 16 from Grand Viz. Moody Rider's in a 16, and then Plural Boink is in a 18, and Wazer is in an 18. So no 14s for MY Squadron. And then if we look down at TFS 81, Sky is in a 16, Rook's in an 18, and then we've got two 14s in Seagull and Banana. So TFS 81 definitely has the reach advantage with those Phoenix. I don't know what weapon restriction we're running yet. I don't know if it's Mark 47s or if it's going to be what am I trying to say? Or if it's going to be Mark 60s. We saw yesterday's matchup. Who was it? Phoenix Task Force against Golden Crown. Team taking all the 14s. They took 6 14s. Got schmammered. It was a 3-round. I think. Well, it was best of 2. It was best of 2. And the 14s just. I think they fired too early, and they didn't have enough munitions late in the game. But it looks like it is weapon restriction B, as there goes the first 120 off the rails from Sky.
Yeah, you're looking at 56 miles between the Tomcats and the first MY jet there at the moment.
Which, I don't know why that 120B was launched. I mean, that is an extraordinarily long shot. So you've got, I guess it wasn't as far as I thought it was going to be. I guess it was 30-some miles. But Moody Rider, I don't think is going to have any issue getting away from this. He just got the missile warning. I don't know why he's dumping flares. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Flares aren't going to do anything against incoming radar threat. 120.
Same with Grand Viz, though. That's a 29-mile shot from Grand Viz back there at Rook.
Maybe they're just trying to get him down from altitude. I think that would be my guesstimate as to what is going on. Taking these shots, trying to get TFS 81 to dump some of their altitude so they're not able to come in on these high altitude ingresses and use all of that energy and impart it in onto their missiles. Look at the altitude, though, from Plural Boink. He's at 41,000 feet up there, but he is only Mach 0.8. So I'm a little concerned about his airspeed being that high. He's going to have a really hard time getting his airspeed up being that high at almost 42,000 feet now.
Yeah.
Now you've got two 14s coming in with Seagull and Banana. Are those Phoenix going to be able to make anything happen? We were going to try and run first-person cameras, as I said earlier, but I was running into issues. Supposedly, Alpha Whiskey has fixed this issue. We should be able to get some first-person cameras going into round 2. Hopefully.
All right, so 50 miles with the Tomcats at the moment. Let's see what Malazar's looking at, 41 miles. So it's interesting to see the 81 guys holding on to their Phoenixes until they get within sort of like a high PK.
Well, I think that's good. I mean, they're using Mark 47s, so I'd want them to wait to inside 25 miles. Really, 20 to 15 miles would be, I think, the ideal range that you'd want to be utilizing that. And then we've got another 120 coming from Plural Boink. mean, look at that. Why launch from that? What's that range? It looks like you've got it marked it on Seagull,
38.
and that's 40 miles on the launch. That is a very, very long way.
I mean, he's high. He was up at nearly 40K, but you know, he's not ultra fast, so it's really not going to have the legs.
I don't anticipate it being able to do anything. I mean, we can keep an eye on it and see what it does, but I don't anticipate it being able to reach out and touch anybody. I mean, it is maintaining its airspeed decently well. It's at 60,000 feet. It's hovering right around Mach 2.5, so it is doing okay, but as it gets into terminal guidance against Seagull, we're going to, I believe, see it start to bleed all of its energy, especially after it has its patented missile aneurysm as it goes into terminal guidance. Coming down through 50,000 feet now, 45,000 feet. And let's grab it. Let me see if I can get it here. So here is the missile. Switching over to it right now. Here's the missile. You guys can see it on TAC view. I don't even see Seagull yet. Oh, there he is. He's down there 6 miles away, and the missile's already under 1,000 knots. Coming through 30,000 feet, and it's just going to continue to bleed airspeed as it comes around. Now it's lost track as Seagull is turning away. So, okay shot, but especially when you're a 16, utilizing these weapons early is going to do nothing but hurt you in my eyes. Yes, you could be trying to get somebody down from altitude, but I think you'd much rather have that weapon later than use it to try and get somebody to do your bidding early in the match. Because in reality, you could get them to, they could overcommit if they don't get shot at, right? They could commit further if they don't get a missile warning and then be in too deep and unable to egress, and you guys they could get an easy kill.
MY doing a better job of maintaining their altitude though. The 81 guys are down in the weeds for the most part. Even the guys out the back, you know, in mid-20s right now, low to mid-20s.
Well, MY Squadron has been known for their what's the word I'm looking for? Dedication, I think, to maintaining a decent altitude. So we've got Moody Rider 25,000 feet, Grand Viz 36,000 feet, Plural Point 32,000 feet, and Wazer at 40,000 feet. Now, this could come back to bite them in the way that they could get caught out with their pants down against the Phoenix. If you get in too close and you're too high and the Phoenix is coming up at you, that could pose a threat. It could pose an undefendable problem that MY Squadron can't do anything against. Chat pointing out another 120 coming from Grand Viz. And there it is. This one looks like it's coming in onto Rook. So let's ride along.
About 25 mile shot, I think.
And I think that's a better shot. Wazer or Grand Viz was at over 30,000 feet. Here's the missile coming in. And Rook isn't doing anything to defend. Here's Rook's view. And let me grab that missile on camera one. Rook is now defending. Am I going to get it early enough? Here's the missile. Right. Grab it. Grab it. There it is. 6 split view. So here's the missile coming down from on high.
Yeah.
And Rook may be in trouble. He's like defending around this missile, and he gets hit. So Rook just kind of spirals down, and the missile comes down from on high and pounds him into oblivion. And I think that was the case of not defending, not committing to any type of defense, and he just kind of spun down in a circle, and the missile was able to come down and pile drive him from above.
Yep. They're down to 3v4, and Sky just defending Moody Rider's slammer there by getting down into the weeds. And, you know, worth mentioning is that they are in the hills here, so should this devolve into some BFM, it's going to be going to make for some interesting fights down there with the hills, I think.
I don't anticipate that happening. We haven't seen a lot of that happen this year. But we'll have to see. Moody Rider, if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Moody Rider. Moody Rider is notorious, especially from his flanker days, for getting down into the weeds and trying to make something happen.
You got a 20 mile Phoenix on Moody right now.
I think he's going to line of sight it. Where is it? Where is it? I don't see it.
Oh, he just dodged it. He just dodged it, I think.
Yeah, I think he line of sighted it. Moody Rider's really good at recognizing where he's at, where the missile's at, and making something happen accordingly. So if anybody's going to utilize the hills, I think it's going to be him.
We're definitely getting closer. You know, we're looking at around about 20 mile, 22 mile slammer shots now. There's one out of Plural onto Sky. Sky defending again in the weeds. So you got all of 81 down in the dirt right now. And for the most part, MY up around 30K. So, you know, you have to give the situational awareness to MY at this point.
Yep.
Not to mention that they're up an aeroplane as well. And the other thing you've got is Moody in a great flanking position from out west. You know, because what you've got is 81 all bunched up together there, down low. And the question is, you know, who sees Moody Rider and who's going to actually engage him? Because he is in a brilliant position to run amok here at the moment.
Well, it looks like Sky
like he's lining up Sky.
Looks like Sky is engaging him. Moody Rider puts a 120 out. Sky coming in. He's still got 2 drop tanks on, but Sky's actually not the one to engage him. It's Seagull putting an AIM 54 out onto Moody Rider, and that is a close-range AIM 54. Sky now defending against Moody Rider. AIM 54, let me see if I can grab it on a different camera. So here's the AIM 54 that is coming in. Let's see if we can get Sky's 120. Where is it? And is it the AIM 54 that's going to get him? And the AIM 54 takes Moody Rider down, not the 120, and it's Seagull. So he had 2 different threats coming in, and he may have not recognized that it was a dual threat and just tried to defend the 120, and that AIM 54 with tons more energy was able to take him out of the sky.
Super unfortunate. I was hoping that he was going to do good work with that flanking position, but you know, moving on, Plural Boink basically taking up another flank on him here, and I think the main problem for MY at the moment is that the 2 guys up north aren't really pressing. You know, so you've got Moody, who was in an awesome flanking position. If the northern guys had pressed and provided the main distraction there, Moody would have been able to do some good work. But unfortunately, he just ends up getting singled out. And what we see now is that Plural Boink is putting himself in a similar position, although lucky for him, nobody's looking at him right now.
Right.
And he fires looks like a 19-mile Sparrow, which is going to not really do anything. But yeah, unlucky for Moody that he found himself in that position. I think that Phoenix had his name all over it.
Yeah, it was a case of him thinking he had a kill tunnel visioned onto, who was it? Onto Sky, and didn't see the incoming Phoenix. And at that range, I think the missiles must have been right on top of each other. And I got to put that up to just an unawareness of having 2 threats out there instead of just the one.
Yeah. Yeah, so MY grouping back up now, and what we've got left here, let me just see.
It is a
2
3v3.
Hornets and a Viper. Yeah.
Phoenix
2
coming
Hornets and
from
a Viper
Seagull.
versus 2 Tomcats and a Viper.
Can we see who that's on? Phoenix coming from Seagull. Can't tell who that's on yet. What's our timestamp?
It's on Mozart, who's getting down into the dirt. We've got HUD view on that Phoenix right now. It's smoldering.
So here it is, still accelerating over 2,000 knots so far, 18,000 feet. It's not climbing any further.
Oh, he's in trouble here, I think.
Coming into terminal guidance 3 miles away now. It's going through its patented aneurysm. 1.5 miles, still at 1,200 knots. Is it going to be able to? No! He's able to notch it,
man.
and it loses track of him right at the last second. Great defensive maneuvering from Wazer, and now he's flying just below a deadly threat, but he's able to get away from it.
Break. We've got a 12-mile slammer out of Plural onto Seagull, and let's go and see how he's going to defend this.
Here's the slammer coming in onto Seagull, and I don't see who it's tracking. I think he line-of-sighted it. It's just on the other side of this mountain. Yeah, that's not a threat. The missile's not even tracking him anymore. It's going to fly directly into the ground. No issue there whatsoever. So let's move back to the TAC view and see how everything's shaping up. Again, this is still a 3v3. Nobody really looking to commit. Wazer, though, trying to maybe make things happen. And we talked about MY Squadron holding their altitude, but Wazer is skimming mountaintops right now, head on against Sky. Is he going to be able to get the sneak on? Is he actually on Sky? I can't tell. His situational awareness at this altitude is going to be pretty poor. He does look like, it's hard to tell if he's able to see him. He's 7 miles away still. Doesn't look like he's coming up at him yet. They are still head-to-head. They're 5 miles away now. There goes the 120, so he does see him, and that is on Sky. Is Sky going to be able to get away from that? Let's pause it because I need to get a different camera angle. And the tac view didn't pause, so we're going to pause the tac view and back it up. Come on here.
Tac view's paused there at 4:37:00, and
it's not letting me move.
That missed. That
no,
missed
you
there.
don't ruin it. So here's the missile, right here coming in on Sky, and let's go ahead and hit play. It didn't hit. It didn't work. Why didn't you work? Let's hit play again. There we go, and it does indeed miss. Tac view? All right, do you have to hit play on the tac view? Because I can't unpause it. Go ahead and move to 3720. Good.
All right. Yep.
So there's the quad view
you
of
got a
everybody that we're
slammer
seeing
from-
so far.
Slammed from Grand Viz on Seagull there from about 15 miles. Let's see this here.
Nah, not a threat. Not a threat at all. So none of these, we've getting some good shots, but we're having great defensive maneuvers by both teams. TFS 81 and MY Squadron are doing a great job of recognizing when a threat's coming in and then immediately committing outside of what we saw earlier from Rook. Very early commitment to a type of defense, and they're making it work. I got to give both teams credit for doing this. Going back to the tac view now, look at how far away Banana is down there to the south.
Yep.
I think
About
that's going to
30
come
miles.
back to bite him. That is going to have a high possibility of causing some serious problems for TFS 81 coming in here. He's really turning this into a 2v3 at this point. Grand Viz is now launching onto, who did he launch on? He launched onto Sky. I think that's on Sky. No, it's on Seagull.
That's on Seagull.
Pause!
And he's dead.
You got it. You're killing me.
I mean, I'm just saying what I'm seeing on the tac view.
So here comes the missile, and it plows into him, and Seagull gets taken down. We are now at 38:43. You can hit play. And Seagull is dead. His engines are kaput, and he is taken down and out of the match. So great shot coming in there from Grand Viz, making things happen. And now I think the person that we need to watch is Wazer coming in here, and he's merged with Sky. He takes him down. So Wazer getting in deep, making things happen, and that's 2 casualties really quick for TFS 81, and Grand Viz and Wazer making things happen, making headway for the MY Squadron side.
Yeah. What time stamp are you at now?
39:28.
What time stamp? Alright, so Banana all the way in the south, and you called it. You said Banana getting out of position was going to hurt him, and it did.
That's what I thought. I thought it was going to be really difficult. I mean, when you're in an even situation, that's really not a place you want to be in, but an uneven situation, when you're a man down, which is essentially what happened there to Seagull and Sky without Banana in the mix, it's really difficult. It's really not a place you want to be in. And Banana, actually, the reason he's so far south is he doesn't have any fuel. He's out of gas. So I think what he was trying to do was to get south, and then if the match, ended, he would be able to RTB back to Sanaki. But that's not going to happen now, as he's totally out of fuel and sinking. So he's at 8,000 feet and descending.
Early long-range slammers and forcing guys out of the Angels, and that is one side effect of that, is that guys are going to be burning fuel faster. And it's definitely a consideration here. What was the distance between the two air bases, do you know?
Not too far. It's Makeup against Sanaki, so 150 miles, 75-mile ingress or so. So Silver Phoenix says supposedly TFS 81 Banana had radar issues that would not let him engage anybody. Well, that is not good. That is not good. But on top of that, he ran out of fuel, which is not something you want to do either. Still descending. Let's take a look at the TAC view. So they don't know where he is, or maybe they're just ignoring him. But he's going to, regardless, hit the ground here shortly anyway. Still descending.
Yeah.
And let's just fast forward this because he's not going to be able to do anything in this state. He's just gliding, and the MY Squadron guys don't know where he is either. So riding along with him in this inevitable run into the ground, I think isn't necessarily. Oh, wait. We need to pause. Pause. Okay. Pause it. Game, come on. I so wish we could rewind in TAC view. Sometimes it just really bothers me. So they do end up finding him. And by find him, I mean they get in close and then fire lots of different things. And if we look at this camera angle, there are three 120s. I think they're all from Plural Boink, and he launched it, and Wazer coming in onto Banana. Banana is in for a bad time. Wazer is down there 5 miles away. Let's go ahead and hit play and watch all these come into fruition. And there is nothing that Banana can do except maybe eject preemptively as these missiles start to connect with his aircraft. He loses his right wing, his right horizontal stab. The second one flies overhead. The third one smashes into him. He loses his left wing and his left horizontal stab. So now not only is he out of fuel, but he's out of wings, and you need both to be able to maintain sustained flight. Without it, you become an artifact in the ground, and that's exactly where Banana goes, and he is the last casualty for the TFS 81 side. And MY Squadron is able to finish it out with 3 pilots remaining. Now, will they have any fuel issues RTB in here? I doubt it.
Mm-hmm.
They did a bit better job on the fuel or on the altitude front, so I don't anticipate them having any problem with fuel. Let's turn up.
It's such a shame too, because I think you're right. The altitude was a deciding factor. 81 were disciplined in their grinders. They were pretty good for the most part from the way they flew. Apart from the altitude maintenance, they spent a lot of time down there in the weeds.
Yep.
From early on in the match, and turns out that cost them money.
Well, it could have also been poor fuel management, staying at gate too long. I mean, we're making assumptions. I don't really know what the situation was here. I mean, could that have been the case? It very well could have, but could it also been the case of people staying in too high of an engine RPM? That also very well could have been an issue. So, I don't know. Would Banana have had an impact given what Silver Phoenix said he was encountering with radar issues and unable to launch? Probably not. I don't think it really mattered that he ran out of fuel or not, but, who knows? Who knows what was going to happen here or what could have been. But these guys are... How far are we from Maycop? We are 72 miles away from Maycop, so ingress to Bullseye is about 87 miles, 90 miles for both of these teams to get to the center. So 160, 170 miles round trip to get to Bullseye and then RTB from base to Bullseye and back. So fuel could be an issue here, but it's not the longest match. I mean, I think yesterday or the day before we had one from Novo to Mozdok, which was 300 miles, and double the ingress distance would have been a 300-mile round trip.
Yeah. What do you think about Banana's use of the Tomcats in this round? Because they did hold on to their Phoenixes until they got pretty close.
It could have been different if Banana could have launched his Phoenixes. TFS 81 had potential, but having a full aircraft that can't launch any weapons is a serious problem. And you might as well have been a 3v4. Now, given it being a 3v4, they didn't do too bad. I'm anxious to see if they have 2 working Tomcats, what that ends up doing for them. I think that's the biggest issue for them that they need to overcome is have 4 working jets. If you only have 3 working jets, well, odds are you're in for a bad time. I think that's their biggest thing coming into the next round. If they can get 4 working jets, we saw them be able to utilize the Tomcat. They waited. Moody Rider succumbed to a Tomcat launch, right, from like 15 miles, 8 and aim 54. So if they're able to do that in round 2, I think they very well could win. But they have to make sure that they have 4 working jets and not just 3.
No. Do you want me to wind back to some of the action in the fight on attack view while these guys are egressing?
Not a bit. They're almost RTB. They're almost home. So not a big deal. Just watching these guys RTB, and we will move on to round 2. And in round 2, we're going to take a little bit longer of a break because I'm going to try and get first-person cameras working. We're going to ride along, if I can get them working, with Freak and Oku, I think is who we're going to ride along with because I don't have the TFS 81, so they're both going to be my squadron instead of one of each. But I'm going to try to get first-person cameras going for Freak and Oku who fly in the next round. So, again, the reason we're doing both for MY Squadron is because I couldn't find the TFS 81. I don't think they submitted them to me. So we're going to try it. I'm going to try and make it work. Hopefully it works. And supposedly Alpha Whiskey has fixed or found a workaround for getting the timestamps and stuff for these cameras. Wazer has got his gear down. Looks like he's turning on to finals here at Maycop. Where is the airfield? There it is. So he is putting down on finals. Looks like somebody's already landed. Can't tell who that is. Who is that? Grand Viz? No, it's not Grand Viz. I don't know who that is. Plural Boy. He's already landed. So right after Wazer lands, we are going to head off back to the TAC view, or to the Supercut, and you guys will see that again. I will try and get the first-person cameras going once again, and we will be back with round 2 action. Will TFS 81 be able to come back with 2 working Tomcats and 4 working jets to be able to equalize this at 1 apiece, or will MY Squadron knock them out and take the match? I don't know. Let's find out. See you guys back here in a few minutes. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have first-person cameras. They're working. It's happening. One giant step for SATAL. Finally, we have first-person cameras. And the one on the top is the F-16 flown by Freak, and the one on the bottom is a F-18 flown by Plural Boink. So they are going to stay up. I'm going to have to work on my views and stuff, but we've got their camera angles. Now, I don't know how effective they're going to be in this fight, but we do have their first-person views. I'm going to try not to touch them, because if I touch their cameras, it screws with their views, and we don't want to lose their views. But Freak is rolling. Plural Boink should be rolling here momentarily, and everything should be synced up. Lobla, what is your anticipation? We talked about my thoughts on what's going to happen, but what is your anticipation for what is going to happen during this round?
Hang on, do you want me to unpause attack for you just now?
Go to 22 minutes and I'll count you in.
All right. All right, I'm good. I'm waiting there. I think MY, that was a pretty convincing win first round. I think the Tomcats on 81st are going to have to get utilized better if these guys want to
play now.
Gotcha. Yeah, the 81st guys are going to have to use those Tomcats a bit more effectively, I think, to win this round. They're going to have to do some work, I'd say. But whether that means that they hold on to their Phoenixes for 30-mile shots, or whether they use them early to try and get MY out of their safe space up there, 35k plus, and just try to ruffle their feathers a bit with some early Phoenix shots is what I'm looking to see. I'm interested to see whether they're going to change up their game plan with the Phoenixes.
Yeah, I don't know that it's necessarily a game plan change. They just have to make Banana's Tomcat effective. If they're able to do that, 2 Tomcats is obviously way more threatening than just 1. You go from 4 Phoenix to 8. So if they're able to do that, I think it's MY Squadron may be in trouble. They're staying at high altitude, and high altitude isn't necessarily a place that you want to be against an incoming Phoenix launch from a Tomcat. If it's launched from a close enough range and not from outer space and the missile doesn't have any energy. I mean, sometimes those long-range missiles can be effective, but the key's going to be launching in a way that makes it very difficult for MY Squadron to be able to defend. If they're able to do that, obviously if any team is able to do that, they're probably going to come out with the win. But I saw potential for TFS 81 there in round 1. They just had to get their act together, and Siegel had to get his radar together. If they're able to do that, I think it's MY Squadron may be in for some trouble here.
Well, I mean, we saw it in the TFT match where Rage took out 2 guys right at the start with his Phoenixes in that round there. I think you remember the one I'm talking about. But, they can definitely catch people off guard, and particularly when they're as high as what MY are, 35k plus, like you say, they are right for the picking up there. So, that's what I'd say. Like, I think even the long range shots, 30 out to say like 40 miles with the Phoenix has a potential to change this game here.
Right.
They may not have to necessarily wait until 30 miles for a kill shot, provided that they can just get them up off or down from their perch, so to speak.
Yeah, it's going to be more advantageous, I think, for TFS 81 if MY Squadron's able to stay high. If they do stay high, I think they're ripe for the picking for those Phoenix coming in. Are they going to stay high? Is MY Squadron going to recognize, hey, we're against 2 Tomcats, we need to descend? Or are they going to think, well, the Tomcat wasn't very effective in round 1, we can stay high and see what we can get? Quick shout out to Jaster501st for the tier 1 sub for the last 13 months. Thank you very much, brother. Much appreciated. It all goes back to making this stream better. In cases like this, eventually it'll go towards a 3090 or a 6900, I think, from AMD to try and get more cameras, because I'm GPU limited on the FPS to be able to make these work. So I would like to run even more of these first-person cameras, because I don't have to interact with these cameras at all. They just run. I have scripts through auto hotkey that I can pause all my cameras at the same time. It's just, it just goes to the hardware fun of more GPU power, which is what I need to make all this happen. But anyway, back to the match in question. I think MY Squadron, I'm worried that they may get lulled into a false sense of security, thinking that these Tomcats from TFS 81 weren't very effective. If Banana is able to get his act together, that is the key. He is the key in this. If he is able to get his act together, I think we're in for, or MY Squadron is in for a disastrous round 2. But if Banana isn't, and we have the same problem, or if those Tomcats aren't put to good use and they fire too early or too late, because the Phoenix is very easy to dodge when it's fired from too early or too late. If they don't utilize them well, then MY is going to have an easy road, much like they did in round 1, having 3 pilots remaining at the end. So I think it all hinges around those Tomcats.
Yeah. Are MY an international squadron, by the way?
They are Malaysia,
Okay.
hence the MY. It's not my squadron, it's MY Squadron. And yes, guys, the first-person cameras are a game changer. We're finally here. It's finally happening. And, you know, if they don't take up as much FPS as the big views, I may add a couple more. Like, I run a 38-inch ultra-wide. I could fit 2 more screens on this monitor. And I could put some other ones on these other monitors that I've got. So it depends on how much juice my 2080 Ti's got left. There'll be some experimentation coming. We're just going to have to see. It takes me a little bit longer to get everything ready because I have to go back and edit other tracks and stuff to be able to do. But it's honestly less camera work because now I don't have to worry about moving and selecting those cameras. I can select those cameras like this, and you guys can see them. But I don't have to drive the camera, if you will. Their head drives the camera for me. Let's go back to TAC view so we can get the overall view. Ideally, what I'd like to do is have everybody's first-person view. That's a lot. I mean, that's 12 cameras at the same time going on. That's a lot. I don't think my machine, or really any machine out there, unless the first-person cameras take significantly less horsepower than the external ones, that's going to be rough. And I can look and see how my GPU's doing. How are you doing, GPU?
In the meantime, while Malta is doing that, we got MY splitting out here. Both pairs, we've got about a 20-mile trail with the 2 Hornets behind the 2 Vipers here. Yeah, it's about 20 miles there, and they're splitting out quite wide. This is a, what are we talking about, 16 miles at the moment. They're still bracketing on Banana here. Same deal with 81st. However, we got a 27-mile trail split up there, but Sky and Rook are still sticking close. I don't know whether they're going to meet the bracket being presented to them by MY, or whether they're going to pair off on one. Yet to be seen. But the distance between these lead jets now is, let's just go here for a sec. We're looking at 42 miles right now, and the Tomcats are still, about I want to say 60 plus miles on that. Yeah, about 68 miles between Oku there and the lead Tomcat of Seagull.
But
so
we are
38 miles
we
right
are
now
in Phoenix
between,
range.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now,
Okay, so
effective
we do-
Phoenix range against MY Squadron, I don't think so, but we are within the launch parameters for the AIM-54.
Yeah. Now, Oku and Freak collapsing their bracket back in here. I'm not sure whether they're just going to turn out cold. It looks like Oku is.
I like that maneuvering, not overextending against Tomcats. They're not pushing in too deep. They went into a 90-degree turn, doing a preemptive notch in case they didn't see something. They've dumped all of their altitude. Maybe they noticed something. Maybe they saw a contrail that they thought was a Phoenix. I'm not really sure. Sky launches at 120, and that thing is going to outer space. 66,000 feet, 67,000 feet. Is that thing even tracking?
No, I don't think it's tracking
I don't
anyone.
think that's tracking anybody. We'll have to see if it comes down, but it's at 73,000 feet now. Is it going to come over the top? Yes. It's starting to slow down its ascent. Still ascending. Mach 2.2 now. Coming over the hill. It's dropping now, so I think it is tracking somebody. Is it?
Maybe
Yeah.
Freak.
Maybe. It's maintaining Mach 2, so it's not doing too bad of a job. I think it's actually on plural boink.
Back through 70,000 feet now.
Well, I can't really tell. The missile's actually accelerating, but Freak is defending, so I don't think this missile's going to be doing anything or causing anybody any type of stress at all in this match. But look how defensive TFS 81 is at the opening parts of this match. I mean, their lead 2 ship of Sky and Rook is already cold. It was the same thing that we saw from the lead 2 ship of MY Squadron, but looks like they're regrouping with Seagull and Banana, their Tomcats. And again, I've said it repeatedly, the ability for them to win this match, I think, hinges on the ability and the effectiveness of their Tomcats. And so to keep them out of the game and just attack on your own, Sky and Rook, I think would be the wrong way to do it. So them turning around and heading back to their fellow companions of Seagull and Banana, I think is a good thing to do. I mean, they can run away. Seagull and Banana have the longer stick with their Phoenixes should anybody try and chase Sky and Rook.
Right. "47 miles between Seagull and Plural Boink right now."
Still waiting. Nothing really This is a lot more patient of a round, Low Blow, than we saw in round 1. No team really willing to commit. I guess TFS 81 recognizing that if they lose this round, they're done. And MY Squadron recognizing if they lose this round, it goes to round 3, and they don't want to go to that situation either. Because we've said it before, and I'll say it again, the team that wins round 2 has got all the momentum.
Yeah. We've seen that happen a lot. Interested with the tactics between Seagull and Banana. You know, these guys...
I think they're just at a saunter.
Yeah.
Cruising in here, not wasting any fuel. I mean, we saw Banana run out of fuel in round 1. So is having them in a saunter a better move from them instead of coming in balls to the wall, full throttle, blower all the way, and really eating through that fuel? Do we think that them coming in at a saunter at 35,000 feet is a better maneuver? Maybe, especially if they're going to wait to put that Phoenix out there. I don't know that launching early is going to be as big of and imparting energy onto that missile is going to be as big of a thing. While we're talking about that, though, Seagull is now descending rapidly.
Yeah, I was just taking a look at that. Any reason for that, do you think? I can't. He wouldn't have had anything on RWR go off at him.
I don't know.
Nothing around him. That slam is way out there to the east.
I don't really know why he would descend like that. I mean, he came down from 35,000 feet, dumped, 17,000 feet of altitude, didn't gain any speed. He actually lost speed. He's at Mach 0.75 now. I don't know what the maneuver or the reasoning was behind losing all of that, aside from maybe he was rejoining with Sky? Maybe. Botac just launched a 120. Just saw him put one out there.
Maybe on Rook. Let's just see what distance that was. 35 miles, I think. Just looks like a Phoenix... 2 Phoenixes coming out of Banana right now on possibly Freak, I want to say, from 30 miles.
Not bad shots, I'll say, but I wish you would have waited a bit longer. I think we can grab those missiles. So here's one of the Phoenix going on to camera 1. So here it comes. Can't tell who it's on yet. I guess
Is that
tac
a new
view.
feature? You seeing that from on the tac view? The tac view's got a box around Freak. I'm wondering if that's because that's the jet I had selected. I think it might be. It looks like it's going for Botac though.
Yeah, I think they're both on Botac. One may be on Plural Boink, and the other one may be on Botac, but neither of them, I think, were very well thought out shots. I mean, let's go back to the Phoenix and see. So here's the Phoenix. It is ingressing onto Botac. I think they're both on Botac. Botac launched a 120 back at Banana, but I think Banana's going to have a much easier time defending that 120 than Botac is defending these Phoenixes. But as I say that, these Phoenix are coming down through 700 knots, and they're not any threat to either of these adversaries, Banana or Botac. So nothing going on there.
So Banana's down to 2 Phoenixes now, is he?
Yep, he is. And that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. We've got this Phoenix coming in on the Plural Boink, and it's defeated too. So it's down to 500 knots. So one was on Botac, one was on Plural Boink, and they're both trash. Both not an issue in any way, sense of the form. So let's go back to TAC view so you guys can see. So here is the TAC
have a look.
view.
Here's something worth pointing out. Have a look at the split that MY have going here between Orca and Freak. We're talking about 30 miles. With Botac and Plural Boink, if they decide to commit inbound, they're in the middle of that. But that's a pretty wide spread that these guys are covering. We've just got another Phoenix now coming out of Banana onto Freak from about 23 miles. And it's still under burn here. Freak is not messing around, though. He is out of there.
Yeah, these missiles are coming, I think, from too far away. MY Squadron, I think, recognizing that the Tomcat may be more of a threat coming in here to round 2, and bleeding a lot of their altitude, getting low, and you can see how fast that AIM-54 is decelerating. It's already down to under Mach 2, still over 10 miles to go to its target, and that thing's going to be well under Mach 1 by the time it gets anywhere close to Freak.
Right.
And we can actually jump to Freak. So here is Freak defending in the valleys, and it's not going to catch him. He's over Mach 1. He's forcing that missile to bleed energy as he goes through these turns. You can see it now on the TAC view, and the missile's well under 500 knots now, and it's slower than Freak's aircraft.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Banana was low. I think he was down at 18,000 feet when he fired it, and he wasn't that fast either. So, and he's got 1 Phoenix left by my count at the moment. Now we see Oku. We see a bit of a trade going over in the east here from about 19 miles. Oku firing a slammer at Seagull, and Seagull returning a 19-mile Phoenix at him from looks like 23,000 feet, Mach 0.75.
Right.
So again, not ultra high or not ultra fast from Seagull there in terms of the amount of energy he's imparting to this missile, but no, that's a pretty close Phoenix shot nonetheless, and it's still. It's off the burn now, and through 9 miles, slowing through Mach 2.8. Let's have a look at that from first person. It's probably going to get line of sighted here.
We are looking at it. I don't know if it's going to get line of sighted. Is it? Not yet. But it's just bleeding energy so fast. I mean, the fins on the Phoenix are so large that any type of maneuvering that the missile does bleeds an excruciatingly high amount of energy, and the Aku is doing a great job of forcing the missile to do just that. I mean, you can see the missile when we joined it was at like 1,500 knots. Now it's down to 500 knots and is no longer any type of threat coming in onto Aku. And then Botac put a 120 out onto Seagull. Seagull responded with an AIM-54. I'm worried about the number of AIM-54s that TFS 81 has left. They have launched a lot, and none of them have been too effective when they've actually reached their target. And that may be from the launching parameter, or it could be from the defensive maneuvering and defensive posturing that MY Squadron has been doing. They've been doing a great job so far of that. And here's another case of this one. If we go to camera 2, coming in a Botac, and it is out of energy and it's not tracking. So MY Squadron repeatedly doing a fantastic job of defending these AIM-54s. Banana launching yet another AIM-54.
That's his last one by my count, and that's from 14 miles. And again, ultra low. I mean, he's down at 10,000 feet, Mach 1.1 when he launched that. And it is still on the burn, though. Just topping out there, I want to say Mach 3.2. This could be dangerous.
And that one's coming on to Freak, if I remember right.
It's stopped.
Yeah, and well, Freak Freak did a great job line of sighting that. We jumped to Freak's point of view. Yeah, Freak's point of... Are these cameras synced up?
What timestamp are you at?
Are these even the right tracks? Something's wrong here. Because I'm looking at Freak in both of these views, and their timestamps are right, but Freak is doing something totally different than what he's doing in... Yeah, something's messed up here. Can we pause it?
Yeah. Goddamn freaks, man.
Yeah, I know, right? So something happened here in that the timer is not the timer, but I'm getting different things happening between the two aircraft. And I don't know if we're getting desync on Freak or not, but when we were looking at Freak defending, it was not what Freak's pilot was doing. So it was a little concerning there. I don't know if I loaded the right track. Maybe the tracks were named incorrectly. I don't know.
Do you just want to ditch the first person views then? We'll just go back to old school.
We'll keep them up just in case, but we haven't been looking at them. We'll just keep them up and see what ends up going down. All right, ready? Play in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so we've got an 18-mile slammer coming out of Botac on Banana, and I think Banana still has 2 Phoenixes. Is that not right? But no, wait.
It's actually
Banana is out of Phoenixes, isn't he?
I think so.
And Seagull might have 2 left.
Seagull has 2 left. So if we look at camera 1, Seagull has 2, and then Banana has
none, right?
None. That is correct. Let me see if plural boinks camera is correct.
All right, so that's Slammer there from Botac now through Mark 1.2, rapidly decelerating. I think that's no threat. Down on the west, however, we have another Slammer coming out of Sky from 17 miles on Plural Boink. You know, it's a pretty long-range shot. Sky down at 24,000 feet right now.
Plural Boinks camera is correct. Freaks just isn't right. So Plural Boinks does work.
All right. So we got Slammers being traded here. As I say, 19-mile shot out in the west, and the Slammer from Oku is a 14-mile Slammer on Rook. Let's. I'm going to take a look at that one from first-person view on the missile. Hang on. I don't think that is the missile. Oh yeah, it must be the missile. Yeah. Well, it looks like Rook's defended that.
None of these missiles that are being launched from either side have any effect on the other team. I mean, Rook's doing a great job of defending this. We can jump to his point of view. This is him defending that. He's bleeding the missile out of energy as it comes through terminal guidance. These missiles bleed energy extraordinarily fast. So any type of maneuvering like this just makes them totally ineffective. So I have to continually give these guys credit for what they're doing in defending these incoming missiles.
Right. Now, something I have to mention, Malta, and I'd be interested to hear your opinion on this, but, you know, the size of the spread between the two elements of MY is large. We're talking about 20 miles, so these elements not really in a position to mutually support one another on the MY side of the house. But looking at 81, you know, with... What are we talking about? A total spread across all elements of 18 miles there. So, you know, I think 81st or 81, I should say, are in a better position to mutually support each other and cross over from element to element if they need to.
Yep, I agree with that. Did Freak fly in round 1? I don't think he did. Maybe he did. Does anybody know if Freak flew in round 1? Let's pause it real quick. I have a feeling these are misnamed.
Okay. You think
So
this
I'm gonna,
is the third round?
Well, I'm not entirely sure. So I'm going to grab... I don't think this is the third. This is the correct round. I think Freak's track may have been misnamed here. So I'm going to grab it. I need to edit it here real quick. But I have a feeling that the round 2 track from him wasn't correct. So I'm going to see if I can fix it right quick.
And while Malta is doing that, we should bear in mind Banana has no Phoenixes left, and by our count, Seagull has 2 left, I think.
That is correct.
And he's currently looking at Oku from about 18 miles, so I'm interested to see whether he's going to get an 18-mile Phoenix off here on Oku, which will have some sting to it. But yeah, definitely from what I'm seeing today, these Mark 47s underperforming, it would seem. You know, these are pretty close shots, you know, definitely sub 30 miles, and the Mark 60s in that sub 30 mile range absolutely have potential. But the Mark 47s not seeming to perform as well. Could be that 81 are just launching them a bit too low and slow though as well. You know, a lot of these launches are from sub 20k feet and around Mark 1 or slower, so not a lot of energy being imparted to these missiles from the launching platform.
Well, I think they're just being taken from too far away. All these shots are being taken from too far away, in my opinion.
That, and it could be just the MY, you know, coupled with that fact, are just doing a good job of defending as well. Because a lot of them are getting notched and they stop tracking, you know. But they are definitely low on energy by the time they get there. So.
Well, I think we're just not going to worry about this one right now. We're just going to do the 3 tracks we have. First-person cameras are, I guess, a work in progress. So let's go ahead and hit play. 3, 2, 1. Well, you're behind.
Where are you at?
I am at 44.16. Play in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so we're back and rolling. Sorry about that,
so
guys.
15-mile slammer, I want to say 16-mile slammer from Oku on Seagull, and a Phoenix now coming out at 14 miles from Seagull on Oku. That is going to have some sting to it. Let's go and ride with that one in attack view.
They've got sting, but MY Squadron's just doing a great job of defending them. And MY Squadron may have more weapons remaining by the time we get into the merge.
Well, yeah, because there's only one Phoenix left on 81 side of the house.
Now,
and that is on Seagull's airplane.
On the flip side of that, are the Phoenixes making MY Squadron burn more fuel? Having to defend these, because they're not getting slow to notch them. They're staying fast. They're line of sighting these missiles. They're staying low. Is that a factor, right? Are we seeing that as play a role here?
Well, the Viper's not known for fuel economy on the best of days, so yeah, definitely a factor. You know, these guys are pretty much down on the deck. Pretty much down on the deck. You know, my freak down there in the, like, literally in the hills. Banana doing a good job of getting away from that 120. That was a pretty long-range shot anyway. And again, you know, we're seeing two ships pair off against one another. You know, 81 have now built up quite the distance between themselves, between these two elements. But yeah, about 18 miles here.
There's the mirror image though going on with my MY Squadron. I mean, Plural Boink and Freak are together. Oku and Botak are together on the MY side. Seagull and Sky are together on TFS 81, and Banana and Rook are together. So we've got 4 2 ships operating independently. 2 for TFS 81, 2 for MY Squadron, separated by right around, what is that, 15 miles, 20 miles between the two ships. And they're just mirror images of one another. But Rook is separating from Banana and continuing into a 2v1 situation.
I am liking what I'm seeing from Seagull, though. He's climbing. He's up through Angels 33 right now, improving his energy state for this last Phoenix launch. maybe he's putting his hopes on this last one. You know, wants to give it the best chance of success here. So looks like he's going to 40,000 feet.
But what is Rook doing? Is Rook trying to do a dragon bag situation where he gets somebody to pay attention to him and he just drags him into Banana? I mean, that's a possibility.
I mean, maybe they're just setting up a grinder. You know, he's at 16 miles out ahead of Banana. But the issue he's got is that Banana only has Sparrows left, right? Banana has no Phoenixes left.
That's correct.
So, you know, whether this is going to be effective is yet to be seen. And not to mention, Banana is right down there in the weeds. He's at 7,500 feet. So not exactly in a good position to support Rook right now. And Rook potentially overcommitted here. You know, 14 miles, Botak needs to turn around and shut him down. But I think he's fine. Rook's out cold now.
They're both
15 mile
yeah.
slammer on Oku.
Now, I think the fight now that we need to pay attention to is look at Seagull. So you were talking about Banana getting high. Seagull is at 42,000 feet at Mach 8.8. I wish he was faster, but he is high. So he is going to give, if he launches the Phoenix from this altitude, and we can see him launching it now, he is going to give it the best chance that it has. Where'd it go? There it goes. The best chance that it has in order to impact its target. It looks like it is going to be tracking Botak. So let's grab Botak's point of view. Here's the split screen. I'm now going to grab the Phoenix over here. And I think this is the best potential shot we have had. This missile was launched from 15 miles. It's coming off burner, or its motor, at 2,500 knots at about 5 miles from Botak. Botak is now defending. Where's the missile? Where's the missile? There it is. I just saw it. 1.5 miles. Missile still at 1,500 knots. Botak is dead. He's going to be the first casualty, and that was a great shot from TFS 81 Seagull, and he's able to defend an incoming 120. He waited long enough, got the altitude, and Botak was just in an undefendable position. So well done by Seagull to make that last Phoenix from the TFS 81 side count.
Right. And that's what they needed to do with the other 7 of them. Don't forget, they brought 8 of these things into this battle. You know, so firing them down from 18,000 feet wasn't really doing themselves any favors.
No.
Now, the other thing that's worth mentioning there is when Seagull fired that Phoenix from Angels 41, he was only at Mach 0.8 as well. But as you say, that combination of the altitude.
Bad things are going to happen for Rook. He tried to split S at like 5,000 feet, and that is the ground. Reaching out and touching him with cold, dead fingers and prise him into the earth, and Rook is no more. So they were able to go up.
You with me?
Yeah. Internet just kind of took a spike. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Rook was able to, or TFS 81 was able to try and make something. They were able to make something happen, and then it immediately comes back, and Rook flies into the ground, equalizing us at 3 apiece.
Right. Now we've got a 15-mile trade out to the west between Sky and Oku here, and an AIM-7 out of Plural Boink. So, you know, I don't think the AIM-7 is going to be a factor. And he's out cold. He's going to easily, I think Sky's safe, but I don't know about Oku. Let's go and look at this. No, Oku's fine.
Yeah, 1,200 knots. He's already cold. You got to be inside like 8 miles to get an effective 120 shot. Even closer than that to be able to make these work. These long-range shots, they feel like desperation, in all honesty, of what's going on here. Banana now, again, much like round 1, is heavily isolated up here to the north.
But what's Freak got left on his jet? Because, you know, that's worth bearing in mind as well. Is he down to heaters yet? Or?
He has 4 120s.
Okay.
So if Freak recognizes that Banana is isolated, Banana's going to be a mashed banana.
Right.
And Seagull, at the same time, is now being chased by Plural Boink. And let's go take a look at Plural Boink, because he's actually one of our cameras. So you can actually see Plural Boink has him locked up. And they are separated by 7 miles. Plural Boink puts a 120 out there, maybe just trying to get Seagull to defend and close the distance, because if Seagull's defending aggressively, Plural Boink is then going to be able to run him down. Now, he's not doing that, unfortunately. If we look at Seagull's point of view here on camera 2, He has all the energy in the world, over 700 knots, and the missile's going to run out of energy still just about 2 miles behind him.
Yeah, they're fine. But basically, we're down to a 3v3. 2 Tomcats on the 81 side have no Phoenixes left. But
I think
missile economy-wise, I think MY is out ahead with Slammers, aren't they?
And I think the one to watch now is Freak, because Freak is taking up the aggressive position that Plural Boink had, and he's coming in against a Seagull and Banana, both of which have no active missiles left. They only have the AIM-9s, like Lobo just pointed out, the AIM-9s and the AIM-7s. So if we look at the TAC view so you guys can get an overarching picture of what's going on, Freak is out in front. It is his battle or his time to decide what he wants to do. Now he's turning away, but he still has tons of weapons left on his aircraft. And he is above everyone on the TFS 81 side, aside from Seagull, who he was co-altitude with. Now Oku is taking up the mantle of being the aggressive one, and he's coming in here head-to-head with Seagull and Banana. And Oku has no missiles left.
We're nearly getting down to merges here. You know, these guys.
I think we're going to end up in a merge. Several merges.
So there's a close slammer from Plural Boink, 7 miles, sorted on Banana, I want to say, and Banana firing a pretty harmless heater on Oku. I think Oku's going to be fine, I want to say, but no, let's go look at this. No, he's okay. Oh, is he okay though?
He's going to be okay. But Freak is going to be coming in close against Seagull's F-14, and he sees a missile launch, an AIM-7 launch from the F-14 of Seagull, and turns in. 120 should be coming off. Probably got him the helmet-mounted sight from 2 miles. That is a deadly 120 shot, and I think we're going to see that one plow into him. Explosion in 3, 2, 1, boom! Seagull gets taken down. He is the next casualty for the TFS 81 side, and let's jump back and take a look at what the overarching picture is now. Freak is not in a great position as he has Sky flanking him from 3 miles, and he's recommitting into Sky, and Sky's in a really good position against him. Let's grab Sky's camera. So here's the split view, so we can see that Sky is all over the 6 of Freak. I don't know that he's going to be able to run him down, though.
He's gunning him.
Trying to, but that's a long gun. 0.8 miles? That's a long gun. Now we've got a head-on incursion between Banana and Oku. There goes an AIM-9, not tracking onto Oku. Banana breaks off. And now we've got Plural Boink entering the fray. Does he see Banana? And actually, we need to keep track of this merge. Because Sky is merged with Freak.
Yeah. Now these guys are in a scissors, and my Freak pitching out low, giving his tail to Sky. So Sky able to remain offensive here. My Freak still has how many slammers left on board? So that weight, could be hurting him here in this
I think
merge.
he's got 3. And Freak is merged now with 3 from, Sky is merged now with 3 from MY Squadron. But is that going to give Banana, who's coming in out of nowhere, which we can see from over here on the map, a huge advantage? Is he going to be able to catch a couple guys off guard? So let's jump back over. I'm actually going to go to split view so you guys can see what's going on. The merge on the right between Sky and Freak, and then Banana coming in out of nowhere unopposed. Is he going to be able to catch somebody off guard? So Banana is here in his F-14. He's got 2 AIM-9s remaining. He's got an F-18. I think that's Plural Boink, right? Is it Plural Boink? Yes. It's Plural Boink. There goes an AIM-9, and I don't think Plural Boink sees this. Let's go to his view. Plural Boink, and Plural Boink gets blindsided by that AIM-9 from Banana, and we're now down to a 2v2 as Sky is still merged with Freak.
Well, Freak's already taken a bunch of shots from Sky, so he's flying a damaged jet. I don't know how effective he's going to be. Oku now in a 2-circle on the deck with Banana, looking for a high aspect shot.
There we go.
You paused?
No, we're good. So Banana is merged now with Oku, 56-10. 56-11, 12, 13, 14. You're good. So Oku is now merged with Banana, launches an AIM-9 at, I think that's on Freak. Are we going to be able to see that enter the picture? I don't think so. Maybe it was just that was an accidental launch.
He just got that off his airplane, I think. He's looking at guns I don't know why he fired it, to be fair, but Oku looks like he's lining
Freak
up
just died.
Banana right now.
Freak just died.
Freak's dead.
Freak is dead. So I think Oku, as you just pointed out, is lining up Banana, getting in close. Oh, he overshoots Banana.
Oh, man.
Oh, but Banana's out of fuel.
Right.
Oh, no. So Banana's out of fuel. Does Oku recognize that? Let's go back
That's
to TAC
insane.
view so you guys can get the overall view of what's going on here. We're down to 3 combatants. Banana,
Here's
Sky.
the crazy thing. Here's the crazy thing. If Banana hadn't fired that Fox 2, he would now have a perfect Fox 2 shot on Oku.
He would. I don't know why. Maybe he had a shot. Maybe he launched it at Freak. Maybe he killed Freak. That may be what happened.
No. What? No, that last aim 9 that Banana shot was at nobody.
Oh, I missed that.
And then Oku overshot him, and Banana had a perfect Fox 2 shot on Oku as he flew by him, man. That is just insane. That could have ended everything right there. I feel bad for Banana. Oh my god, dude. Holy cow.
But I think now...
Well, where's Sky going? These guys are just...
I think they're low on fuel.
RTBing, right?
Yeah, but I heard from someone that this round, nothing happens now. So we're going to fast forward this. Because I have a feeling that nothing's going to happen here.
So it's a draw then?
It depends on if one team's able to make it back or not.
Holy cow, dude. That could have all ended there if Banana had managed to save that Fox 2. Oku literally flew by him, gave
Can
him
you pause
his
the
tail.
TAC view? You're about a minute ahead.
Yeah. Right, yeah. At like 1 mile. Unbelievable.
So we're going to fast forward here by quite a bit. And I have a feeling that nothing is going to happen here for a significant amount of time. And we're just going to go to camera 1 instead of watching this in TAC view, just so we don't have to reconnect to them. I'm going to get rid of the TAC view here. And we're at plus 20 on the timer. So 20 times fast forward. And these guys are just circling. Nobody wants to commit. Let's take a look at Sky's aircraft. So Sky has no weapons left. And so Sky, no weapons. And then Oku, no weapons. So neither of these guys have any weapons. Sky very well may be out of M61. He may be out of guns after that merge with Freak. He fired a lot. Fired a lot of weapons. So is this just going to turn into who's going to run out of fuel first? I think that's what's going to end up happening. And I got to give it to Oku's at 34,000 feet. Sky's at 40,000 feet. So Sky definitely has the fuel advantage being 6,000 feet higher than Oku. And I think his turn circle is also more relaxed. Oh, Oku, they're getting closer now. Oku thought about it, and then Sky ran away. And we're back to circles.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. Is that going to be it for Oku? He's running away. He's got to be critical on fuel for what he's doing. He was close, didn't commit into the fight. He's got to recognize that Sky was merged with Freak for a long time. But when you're in a jet, it's really difficult to do that, especially when you don't have a GCI. You just have the AI AWACS. And I think Oku is going finals on Sakumi. Is that what he's doing? Yeah, he's headed towards Sakumi. And Sakumi's in the bubble, so if he lands, he's going to blow up. And then Sky, if he's able to make it back to Maycop, will solidify this for TFS 81. So here's Sky's point of view. He's still okay. 86% engine RPM, 35,000 feet, 290 knots. Oku puts down, runs into a tree, so he's dead. And now Sky is RTB back to Maycop. Is he going to have the fuel to put this thing down? Nope. I think he does. He's at 69% engine RPM now. He's coming in decently close to Maycop now. And he's going to put it down. Low blow.
Yeah.
So he outfuels his opposition.
From where I sit, this is the right outcome because, you know, in all fairness, Banana should have Fox 2 to Oku back then. And that would have ended it about 15 minutes ago in game time.
Yeah.
So this is really just a, you know, the win that was supposed to happen.
So what you're saying is, yeah, exactly. So what was going to happen with Banana, it just turned into an inevitable outcome with what ended up happening there during the fuel race.
That's what I think.
Okay. You think fate righted itself. Okay.
Basically.
Right. Well, guys, TFS 81 has equalized this at 1 apiece. We're going to round 3. We're going to try the well, we're not going to do the first-person cameras again because I need to work on that and make sure. I guess I need to play the first-person cameras before each one of these matches to make sure that they work. So we're just going to do the full cameras. But TFS 81 has equalized this at 1 apiece. We are going to round 3. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here on the ground in quad view, looking at everybody getting ready to take off in this all-important round 3 between TFS 81 and MY Squadron. I think I need to count low blow in. We are at 2015. Play
Okay.
ready now. Yeah, this map has no tankers. For anybody wondering or just joining us, teams are not allowed to leave the bubble. There's an invisible bubble that exists roughly 80 miles across, centered around the bullseye. And this camera is a bit slow. 21, 20. This one's a bit fast. Pause it. Centered around bullseye, and if you leave it, you can't come back in. No more cockpit view. I got to figure it out. It was off timed, and I got to make sure the views are labeled correctly, so it means I have to play through them and look at everything to make sure that the right views, because when we were looking at Freak, it wasn't working right. It'll also allow me to test to see if I can do 4 cockpit camera views or 5 and see where we can go from there. But not for this round. We tried it. It worked. I just have to tweak it. What do you think's going to happen here, Low Blow? The Tomcats did a bit more. They've only got 1 kill per round. Who do you think has the edge here? I think TFS 81 because they won round 2.
I don't really think there is an edge here. I think that second round there was a bit of a cluster, to be fair.
It was.
You know, no one really dominated anyone. There were mistakes made on both sides. It was unfortunate to see how that round ended in such an anticlimax. So, you know, I don't think either team can say that they're confidently coming into this this third round with a mentality of dominating the other team, because that's simply not how the second round went. So anything could happen here, in my opinion.
I'm going to go back with it hinges on the Tomcats. If the Tomcats have a round, I think it's going to go well for them. I think. I said that last time and they didn't have a round and they won. Banana, I'm still astounded. Banana could have very easily got that kill, but he launched that missile for what knows, I don't know reason.
Yeah. It's a funny thing, isn't it, SATAL? And it's strange as a commentator, because when you see a round like that, a second round, I can't help but feel a little bit deflated, because, you know, you go through the entire round expecting some big finale, and there isn't one. It's just that one guy landed and crashed into a tree. There was the Miss Fox too, and the other guy limps home with barely any fuel in his tanks, and that gets them the win.
Right.
You know, it's not really about air combat at that point. You know what I mean?
Well, the merge was cool. I mean, we could say that the merge had Sky taken a bit longer to down Freak. That could have sent the end of that match in a completely different direction. If Freak was able to hold on a bit longer. I don't know if he ran out of fuel or what exactly happened, but there's a multitude of different variables that could have caused this to go one way or the other at the end of that round. But I think you are right that it was a little bit deflating or anticlimactic that the round ended in the way it did, of an hour of 2 guys just circling. But, you know, that's the way it goes. That fuel is part of air combat, and if you don't have the fuel, you're not able to win.
Well, not to mention that, I guess the other takeaway from that is, you know, the way that the 81st team are employing the Phoenix from down sub 20k and slow like this. I'm not a fan of that. You know, like, we saw how effective that last shot was from 41k, even though he was slow. Remember, he was sub 0.8 when he shot that from 41,000 feet at 15 miles and it connected. What's happening with the other 7 Phoenixes? Why aren't they launching them on a similar sort of timeline? You know, I don't really understand why 7 Phoenixes are getting launched from down around 20k feet and in some cases sub 20k feet, and out at like 30 miles at Mach 0.8. Like, those shots make zero sense to me. Zero sense.
I'm not entirely sure what the mindset is behind that. I'm going to fast forward this. We've seen the ingress twice. I don't know that we necessarily need to see it again, so I'm going to get us through the ingress, and then we'll rejoin on the TAC view as we get closer. Just watching for people to start. We're probably within 40 miles right now. Getting closer. Nobody's really doing anything still. Still waiting. Just trying to get through the mush. There we go. Okay. We are at 3240. This one even play? That one didn't even play. Hold on. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Play in 3, 2, 1, go. And now I need to slow it down. So we're going to have to regroup again. All right, we are at 34 minutes. 34:05.
There's already been shots taken.
Yeah, I know. Play. Pause it real quick.
Yeah.
And play now. There you go. Yeah, I actually have things I need to do today, so I can't let this go too much longer. So I'm trying to fast forward that part to get that out of the way. But what do you think? We've talked a lot about what TFS 81 needs to do. What do you think MY Squadron needs to do in this situation to make something happen and solidify round 3?
I don't know. They definitely don't have the biggest stick. You know, they don't have Tomcats. So, but that said, you know, in MY's grace, you know, 81st really aren't employing the Tomcat in a lethal fashion, in my opinion. So, you know, they may as well not even have Tomcats in the way that they're taking these Phoenix shots, if I'm being completely honest.
Sure.
So, right now, you know, they just need to be aggressive, get in there and eliminate one of these Hornets or Vipers while they can, because they're not being pressured by the Tomcats, and then all of a sudden they're looking at a 4v3, and then they can you know, up the aggression and win that. Moody Rider just about to defend against that 120 from what I can see.
I look at it as the F-16s need to be more aggressive. But, you know, when I say this, I'm thinking now, well, maybe they're not as aggressive because they're fearing the Phoenix. So maybe the Tomcats are doing their job, keeping the F-16s from able to get in close and excel at what they do well. So maybe launching those Phoenix are keeping the F-16s at bay, keeping the dogs on the leash, if you may, to really neuter the MY side. I mean, maybe they're working. We haven't really seen F-16s be hugely aggressive. We haven't seen Moody Rider get down in the weeds and make things happen yet this round, even though we see him getting a little bit low and running down Sky and Seagull at this moment.
Well, if that's the case, though, that's more because of the psychological deterrent of, you know, of the Tomcat, rather than any, you know, particular timeline that 81st are putting those Tomcats on. Because in my opinion, the timeline, if 81st are actually flying a timeline, is not effective. We just saw 7 Phoenixes in round 2 do nothing. You know, now, yeah, okay, they have to defend against them, sure, but, you know, the point is that the kinematics of that engagement are not ideal.
True. 2 Phoenixes being launched by Banana onto Freak. I think both of those are going to get line of sighted. Let's grab this one and take a look. No, it's still tracking, but it's going to run on an no, it's not tracking. Freak breaks away, and that missile is dead in the water. So Freak, MY side, doing a great job. We're saying that, we keep saying that TFS 81 isn't taking great shots, but I got to give credit to MY. They're doing a great job of defending, because that wasn't a bad shot from Banana. He just defended both of those missiles and made it look easy.
Well, I mean, you know, again, you've got Banana and Seagull. I mean, Banana's down at 9,000 right now. Seagull at 23,000. You know, these are Tomcats. You know, I think they've got no business being down that low. They need to be, you know, up around 35, coming in fast and flying an intercept profile here on these jets and imparting as much energy into these Phoenix shots as they can. They are only Mark 47s, don't forget. You know, so they need every helping hand they can get. I'm just not seeing it.
That is true.
So, you know, every Phoenix that gets wasted diminishes 81st chance of winning this engagement. Because the Tomcats, once they're down to Sparrows, you know, no real contest against the Slammers. So.
True. Sky coming in here. Take a look at this view. Sky coming in, trying to make things happen against Blazer and Freak. He breaks away as 120 comes in on him. Freak may be committing into this 120. Should be on his right somewhere. There it is. So it's about 5 miles away. He's getting the missile warning and going into a split S.
Okay, here's my point, right? Take a look at this. Take a look at this Phoenix fired by Seagull right here, right? So Seagull's 29,000 feet, Mark 0.6 when he shot that from 20, I want to say 26 miles. Mark 0.6.
Yeah. I see what you're saying, and I'm not discounting it. I guess what I'm saying is there's probably multiple variables aside from the shot selection not being fantastic from TFS 81. I think MY Squadron is making it look very easy when the shots are decent at making them defend and making it actually look like the shot was poor. The shot selection was poor when the shot was maybe a better one than we're giving it credit for. This one, no. But I guess I'm simply saying that instead of it just being TFS 81 shot selection, there's more to this going into it than just that. They're asking if you can zoom in on the TAC view a little bit.
Okay.
Much more defensive posturing, very much the same as what we saw in round 2. Nobody really wanting to commit. But as I say that, we have Banana, Rook, and Moody Rider coming in. And we may have an incursion coming here between them. AIM 120 being launched from Rook onto Moody Rider. But Moody Rider is already headed down full gate down to the ground. I don't anticipate this being any issue. Do I see the missile? He's breaking away. Again, classic flares against a radar missile. Not going to do anything. And he's going to be able to get away from that, no problem. Rook now also defending against the 120 that was launched onto him. Should be behind him now. Somewhere. There it is. 1.5 miles, and that's going to be out of juice by the time it reaches its intended target. So great defending by both teams. Both teams still have 4 pilots remaining for each side, and I think we're just going to see more defensive posturing until somebody makes a mistake. And I think once somebody makes a mistake, all hell is going to break loose, and people are just going to start dying left and right.
I think you've hit the nail on the head there. It's going to be the first team that gets impatient or gets a rush of blood to the head and overcommits and gets shut down for it. It's 81st, all down in the weeds here. You know, all down in the mountains right now. You've got the 2 Tomcats, you know, 11,000, 18,000 descending. Moody Rider, meanwhile, 20,000. So,
well, Freak's trying to make something happen against Banana. So Banana is 10 miles away. Freak puts a 10-mile 120 shot on him. We can see it from Banana's point of view. Here comes an AIM 54. That's going to be on Freak. I would have liked to see Banana turn into the target before he launched. The 120 onto Banana is now 3 miles away. Freak is now defending. He's defending rather aggressively. Was up to 8G there for a little bit. And both these guys are going to be able to get away just fine.
Who's that 120 on? Okay, Rook's 120. Did he fire at his buddy there?
No.
Oh, it's just the angle I was looking at. But anyway, that 54 looked like it went AWOL for a second there. But now that I'm looking at it, yeah, it's AWOL. I don't think it's tracking anyone.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's...
Now Moody Rider's got a 120 coming in on him. That one was launched by Rook. We can see it on the right, 6 miles away. No issue, I think. Moody Rider is able to defend that with no problem whatsoever. We can see him defending up here in this screen. He's split S-ing and breaking away, 700 knots, Mach 1. Really nothing going on so far.
Yeah.
Both teams still taking this overly defensive posture.
Yeah, and both teams doing a good job of defending these, relatively low PK shots. But something's, I'm feeling it. Something's going to happen pretty soon. It is SATAL.
Banana now ingressing against Freak and Moody Rider. I think it was. And here comes an AIM 54 onto somebody.
No, that 54 off Banana, that's not going anywhere. That's just
it's tracking.
Out into
it's tracking. I can see it tracking. We're riding along with it. I think it's on Freak. And Freak is defending aggressively. Going to split screen so we can see it. It is on Freak. 3 miles away. We can see it coming through. And Freak gets pulverized by the telephone pole. That was actually a great shot by, I think it was Banana. And that is the first casualty. And now Banana's trying to run away from Moody Rider. So is this going to be the start of the storm coming in here? Banana gets a quick kill against Freak. And now he's got Moody Rider all over his 6.
Well, are you even looking at the attack view? Look, something's bugged here, dude. Because the
attack view may be bugged. The attack view may be bugged. The attack view.
That Phoenix on attack view is nowhere near Freak.
And Moody Rider is now merged with Banana. And Banana gets hit by an AIM 9. Good way to avenge his fallen comrade from Moody Rider. But Banana is still up. His engines are still working. And we are at 44.05. There you go.
Well, Banana just ate a 120 from Rook on attack view. So attack view.
No, he got hit a second time.
By Rook, though?
I think so.
Well, that's a blue on blue then.
Well, maybe I saw another explosion. But Banana has no engines left. Yeah, the 120 hit him. I don't think that was definitely fratricide, a blue on blue incident, because Moody Rider hit him with an AIM 9, and then his engines were still working, and then I saw another explosion which ripped off his right horizontal stab, and I think that did come from Rook.
All right, so there's a 9-mile slammer from Mauser right now on Banana, and it's Banana who's critically injured, and a Phoenix coming off Seagull, another Phoenix, so 2 Phoenixes coming off Seagull right now.
And Wazer, I think, is in trouble as these are much better shots coming from TFS 81 here. Is he going to be able to notch this? It's still tracking. We're riding along with it, coming in on Wazer, 1,200 knots, closing, half mile. I think this is going to impact him. It comes right over the hill and takes down Wazer. So Seagull gets a kill, Banana got a kill, and this is just nonstop, much better Tomcat action coming from the TFS 81 side. And now we've got another Mark 47 coming in from higher altitude. This one looks like it's coming in onto, Plural. Can't tell who that's on. Plural Boink is who you say. Yeah. Is that going to get line of sighted? No. And is this one going to impact its target? Looks like it's going to come right over the hilltop, still 1,000 knots, and it gets line of sighted at the last moment. Yeah, he just got away from that. Now, we got another engagement here happening between Sky and Moody Rider. 8-mile slammers being exchanged here. Sky out hard immediately, but Moody Rider a little bit delayed there in his defense. He's putting it on the beam, and now he's turning out cold, but that slammer still doing Mark 2 through 1.5 miles here. There it is, 2 miles away on Moody Rider's screen. 1.5 miles. I think he's going to line of sight. Yeah, he line of sighted it. So Moody Rider's okay, but we're down to a 3v2 right now, ladies and gentlemen. Seagull, Sky, and Rook for TFS 81, and then Moody Rider and Plural Boink remaining for MY Squadron.
Well, Rook actually firing a 120 back towards his buddies there, Seagull and Sky. Thankfully, it doesn't guide. But that is the second time Rook has shot a 120 toward friendlies. The first one hit Banana, and that one was no bueno, thankfully.
Now we're having lots of aggression coming from TFS 81. They may recognize that blood is in the water. They may smell it. And Plural Boink and Sky are both on the scent. They are running towards Moody Rider and Plural Boink, who are both cold. Rook is just kind of off in no man's land. Seagull is now breaking away, opening the way for Sky. Sky is going to be head-to-head against Plural Boink. Sky is at 13,000 feet. Plural Boink is about half that at 6,000 feet. Let's go to split screen so we can see this. Plural Boink on the left, Sky on the right. 7 miles between these two.
And that's one slammer left on Sky.
Yep.
Isn't it?
Yep. And there's a couple on Plural Boink.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you guys the F5 tracking views on these two cameras.
Holy cow. Look at Plural Boink just giving him the tail, firing a Sparrow there. 120 straight into him.
He did. And I think what ended up happening there is Plural Boink may have thought he had terrain, but he didn't and recognized that, crap, I am out in the middle of nowhere, and tries to notch it, but he doesn't get slow enough and ends up eating a 120, and now we're down to a 3v1. Actually, simultaneous to that going down, Moody Rider flew into the ground.
Yep. But he was slow. I think he was out of gas. He was down at Mark .2.
Okay.
But yeah, he's like 160 knots. He must have run out of fuel.
But what a comeback by TFS 81, losing round 1. Fuel games in round 2 were only, I think it was Sky made it back, and now they win round 3 with 3 pilots remaining, and I have no question, really, that fuel's not going to be a problem.
Yeah. Their Phoenix game was better.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. I think there were 3 Phoenix kills there in that round. 2 at least.
I just don't get the Mark .6 shots, though.
No, I don't either.
Someone needs to fill me in on what's going on there.
I don't either. That's interesting. I'm not sure what that's all about, but maybe it's a fuel game. Maybe they anticipated this going the distance. I'm not entirely sure what that was about, but it worked. You know, they won, which is all that matters, right? You win, you get the W. You lose, you go home in a body bag, and you get an L.
That's a good way to win SATAL, not die.
Yeah, that's important. Not die. You know, getting kills and not dying is the most important thing going on here. Ma says they pretty much killed 5 to win that. Yeah, Banana. Well, not Banana. I mean, Rook kind of killed somebody, his own teammates. But he was already hit. His engines could have gone down later on with that. So Mago says was away for time. 2 minutes, everything's over. Now, I told you, as soon as somebody dies with this 3rd round, all hell's going to break loose, and it's going to be over. And that's what happened. Might as well be a prophet.
Someone needs to muzzle Rook, man. He's just firing slammers around his own team.
You get a slammer, you get a slammer, you get one. Slammers for everyone, friend and foe.
I could turn the master arm off, bro.
Yeah, that was rough. Luckily, it didn't end up causing any issues.
Just wind him up. It was funny to see.
But this isn't going to be a problem for fuel at all. Is Rook dumping smoke? Or is that just... Yeah, that's smoke. Why does he have smoke?
He brought a smoke pod? What?
What?
I thought smoke pods only came out of an actual smoke pod off the wingtip.
No, I don't think so.
Bullet there, put him close and release the crazy Black Arrow style. By the way, how did Black Arrow go the other day?
I don't think there was much of a factor coming from him.
No savageness like we've seen in the past?
No savageness. I think he was quite well tamed. He got a couple kills, but he didn't go off the rails like we saw last time. Oh, could be a fuel dump? Maybe. I don't know what the fuel dumps look like. Quick shout out to Bullet for making it hail, throwing 2 bits into the pod, and then Carbon dropping 100 bits. Much appreciated, boys. That goes right back into trying to get more cameras on this bad boy. But that brings us to the end I'm going to check and see what the next round is going to be. Pull up the browser. Next round is... It's going to be Dragon Squadron against ECV 56. I think. Pretty sure that's the next round. So tomorrow's round is Dragon Squadron against ECV 56 at 1600 Zulu. So that's Wednesday. ECV 56 against Dragon Squadron, 1600 Zulu. That's all we got for today's show, ladies and gentlemen. It was a good one. I actually would have given the benefit to MY for coming out on top there, but TFS 81 came out, closed it out, and won this one 2 rounds to 1. But we're done. So, Loblo, anything to go in closing?
No, that's it. BFM Clinic's going to start doing some BFM tournaments again. So if guys want to participate in some BFM action, then head on over.
All right. Sounds good. Well, guys, that's all we got. I will see you tomorrow, 1600 Zulu. Dragon Squadron taking on ECV 56 for more Gold League action. Stay safe in those virtual skies, and we'll see you guys later.